Wealth isn't just about what you acquire. It's about what you protect. For every fortune built, another is lost not to market crashes, but to stupidity. The philosopher of power, Niccolò Machiavelli, never wrote a book on wealth management, but his principles for maintaining power are a masterclass in preserving riches. Here are 5 stupid mistakes the strategically wealthy never make. The first mistake is a failure of defense. A ruler who relies on a single fortress is one siege away from ruin. Likewise, the wealthy never tie their entire fortune to a single business, stock, or asset. Machiavelli understood that dependence is vulnerability. He wrote, "A wise prince should build on what is under his own control, not on what is under the control of others." Your wealth must be built on a diversified kingdom, not a single, frugly throne. When one part of your empire is under attack, the others must be strong enough to support it and fight back. Relying on one thing is hoping for the best, while diversification is planning for the worst. It's the difference between gambling and strategy. Second, the wealthy do not let emotion command their purse strings. They do not confuse the state's treasury with their personal desires. Making financial decisions based on fear during a downturn or euphoria during a boom is a recipe for disaster. It's the equivalent of a prince making a decree in a fit of rage. Machiavelli praised the virtue of fortuna or luck, but argued a true leader must build dams and dikes to control our floods. This means having a strategic, unemotional plan for your money that withstands the storms of market sentiment and personal impulse. While others are panic selling, the strategic investor is looking for opportunities. While others are buying into hype, they are analyzing the fundamentals. Your financial plan is your dam against the flood of emotional decisions. The third stupid mistake is trusting alliances without contracts. This is a fatal error. The wealthy operate on a simple principle: trust, but verify. They never enter significant financial partnerships, investments, or business deals. On a handshake, everything is codified in clear, legally binding contracts. As Machiavelli noted, men are fickle, and since it is easy to persuade them of something, but difficult to keep them persuaded, one must arrange things so that when they no longer believe, they can be forced to believe. A contract is that force. It protects you when goodwill evaporates. It's not about being pessimistic. It's about being realistic. A solid contract ensures that all parties remain aligned, even when their personal feelings change. It turns a fragile promise into a secure obligation. Mistake number 4. Flaunting their full power. The wealthy understand that visibility attracts predators. Flaunting your wealth does not just invite envy. It invites audits, lawsuits, and targeted scams. It makes you a mark. True security often lies in perceived modesty. Machiavelli observed, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, if you experience what you really are." Let the world see competence and stability, not the size of your gold reserves. This minimizes threats and maintains your strategic advantage. Think of it this way. A lion doesn't roar constantly to prove it's a lion. It demonstrates its power when necessary. Constant displays of wealth are a sign of insecurity, not strength, and they paint a target on your back for every charlatan and tax authority to see. Finally, the fifth and perhaps most critical mistake is neglecting the seeds of future harvests. The wealthy see their mind as their ultimate asset. The most foolish mistake is to stop learning, stop adapting, and stop building new skills. They constantly reinvest in their own education and their network, because they know that today's knowledge is tomorrow's fortune. Machiavelli famously said, "I'm not interested in preserving the status quo. I want to overthrow it." In this context, it means overthrowing your own ignorance and complacency. Complacency is the death of power. Continuous growth and adaptation are what allow a principality or a portfolio to not just survive, but to expand. The money you spend on a book, a course, or a networking event isn't an expense. It's an investment in your most powerful wealth-generating tool, yourself. So, to recap, the 5 stupid mistakes are: a lack of diversification, emotional financial decisions, informal agreements, flaunting your wealth, and failing to reinvest in yourself. In the end, this isn't just about money. It's about a mindset. It's the strategic, long-term thinking that Machiavelli applied to statecraft, applied to your financial sovereignty. It's about seeing your wealth not as a pile of gold to be spent, but as a kingdom to be ruled, protected, and expanded for generations. If you've found this strategic perspective valuable, then your next logical move is to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We break down the principles of power and success every single week. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 mistakes do you think is the most common or the most dangerous? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching.